Okay, folks, we've been working on a little bit of everything, but we're working on the windshield track, and I'm doing this in two pieces. We cut a 1-inch strip and then we broke it down the center, and that way I'd have a 1/2-inch lip up, and then we stretched it on the top to get our profile. Now we're going to do a little change in here. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. I'm going to lower this down, or if I'm just going to build this up and let the windshield run straight in. We'll figure that out. That's what we're working on. Did get the pan hard bar on, and that's a category 0 top length for a farm tractor. That's what I like to use. Now I got to drill it, and I got to put a longer bolt on the top, but I got to drill it and tap it for grease fittings. And working on this side, we've got the fender well bent, the inner fender, and made and put in, and we're getting ready to do the other one here shortly. I'll show you how we do that. Got Noah cutting the other piece for the top of this so we can get this together. So we're not getting much done, but we're getting some done. All right. Okay. We're going to do the beads on it, and I actually got to do them from the back side, so I got to retrace these on the back side. This is going to be the outside, and what we do is run a lip around here, as you can see right here. We'll work on that now. She hits it and then she hits it again. Not at all. Alright, that's all the bead roller. Now we need to shrink the edges. Alright.
Ready?
Yeah. I think you cleaned this one better than the other.
Oh.
Go ahead. Alright. 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 Whoa, whoa. Alright. Not quite so far. Not too fast. So we're going with on the sides, a little less in the center. Calm down, don't go so far. Go ahead and do our cut and do our bend. Okay, we got started on it, as you can see. Now what we're going to do, the last one we left it all the way and hit it with the press brake because I need to hammer this flat and then bend it in. So we're going to go ahead and do that now, and that should strengthen a lot of this back up, and we'll get it back straight. All right. Okay, here's what we've got. That's what we're working on for now. We're going to brace the back side just like we did the other one, and I'll show you how we done it. Okay, I was hoping to get a lot farther, but same as always. Anyway, we did get our track done. Don't have it in place yet, but that's the 1/2-inch track for the windshield. And let me see, we've got the one fender well in. We got our exhaust down here we're getting ready to do here soon. Got this one in. I ended up using that, what is it, 5/16 I think, solid rod around the fender well. Now we're going to fiberglass up to that. I'm going to put some more weld on it. The inner fender well on this for this side is in, so we should be maybe tomorrow afternoon or Sunday. We're going to start mudding this thing, start fiberglassing. And I've still got this entire side to do. But we've got our fender well down there, and we've got our inner fender well here, or outer and inner. And I've got, like I said, more welding to do. Some work to do down here. But we're getting it. I'm just about to the point to where I can go ahead and turn, well, Noah's dad's going to come by, I think, tomorrow or Sunday and do some fiberglass work. So I think we can start getting some of that knocked out. We did get the coil springs changed out on the back, and like I showed you, the fan hard bar. Haven't done any more on the dash or anything like that. I did get the clutch pedal hooked up, and got a new fuel pump in. A few other odds and end parts. Nothing too major. The only other major thing I really have to do, besides, you know, just finish up the sheet metal work and the body work, which I'm moving right along on it. It shouldn't take too much longer. I've got to make this trunk lid, and that's going to be the fun part. I actually cut the bottom back out inside here. You know, I put my seat in. I just did not like it. It set great. It just, when you was looking at it inside, it just looked like it was too high. So I'm changing everything in here, and just changing some stuff around. I do that a lot. I get aggravated and I just start over, and sometimes that's what you've got to do. This inner fender well, now we did this a little too quick. We probably should have went a little easier on it at the beginning, and then just worked our way into it, but always in a hurry. So what we'll end up doing is trimming it to be exactly straight, which you always have to do, it seems like. And that is what I used the round bar. I haven't finished welding anything in at all, but I just put it in there as a brace for support, and that'll keep us from being, wobbling back and forth or anything like that. This is actually a LTD hood, and it's just not very thick. It's actually really thin stuff. Surprised me. And there's what's left of the hood. You can see we cut it. So worked out fine. We got our beads in there, and then we rolled around here, and that's just to try to get a little more strength in it. But now when we done the first one, we actually broke it first, and it was actually good and solid. But as soon as we cut this indention up in it to clear the shock in the rear end, that's when we ran into the issue with the weakness, and that's why we put the round rod behind it. But that'll be plenty strong enough once it's all welded in and everything. And I think I'm going to do some pretty major changes on this, and I'll show you on the other side. It's one of them deals to where I started to go ahead and fill this in, weld it up, sort of round it, and well, we can fiberglass the rest. Well, the more I look at it, the more I don't like it. I think what I plan to do, okay, we got a body line that's pretty wide here, and then it gets really big and wide right here. And then of course it's going to have to come into the door and the other side. So I think what my plans are is I'm going to cut this all the way down, and I'm going to hammer this part in to make it look the same as this body line. And we're going to keep the body line this size all the way up, and then shrink it down to this size and line it up. And I'm going to roll this up with a whole new piece of steel here. We're going to do away with all this and just make this look like it's a better transition, because I just don't like it. If I don't like it, I just don't like it. That's just all there is to it. So I'm going to change that. Everything else is coming along pretty good. I've still got a hole here that I've got to cut out and weld a piece in. I've got some holes back here I've got to weld up. A lot of little stuff. Finish welding the panel on the back, but this is stuff I can knock out pretty quick and get at least get started fiberglassing on this side. That's going to take a little bit of time, not much. Trunk lid's the biggest deal. We got to get on it and get it done. We've about got our windshield where we need everything, and I don't know if I showed the rubber. Here's our rubber. What this is 1/2 inch wide, 1/2 inch tall, 1/4 inch glass, and this actually fits right down in this track. And we'll glue it in, and then glue the windshield into it. And like I said, leave the top open, so that'll all work out well. We're going to weld up in here, and we're going to mold that in because we don't want any water leaking through if we're driving down the road in the rain. Besides that, I think we're pretty good. We should be able to have this hopefully to where I can pull the body off here this weekend. And if I can take the body off, I can really get to work on that frame. It'll come quick because there's not a lot of fabrication work. It's just a lot of welding, a lot of fixing. And we can go ahead and get I want to sandblast the front and probably the rear section of the frame. That white paint is painted over rust, and when you grind into it, you get a lot of rust color, so they just painted right over it. So we're going to take care of that problem. We're probably going to body work the front section of the frame from the cowl forward and paint it, and everything won't be perfect because everything's up there is pitted. The axle, the radius rods, everything's got some pitting in them, so we'll just have to live with it. And it's never going to be perfect. And I think I'm going to run the round rod like this, the solid rod around here, and then we'll fiberglass up to it to make it look like a lip around it. I wanted to put a bead around it, but I just decided I need to get moving on it and get it done. So anyway, I'll show you more hopefully tomorrow or Sunday. Alright, appreciate everybody watching. Till next time. Bye.